Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. After a day off in the middle of the week, we were all off for Juneteenth yesterday. We didn't do any live streams, but Joey and I still had to work. If you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Joey is in the background, as he always is, helping me to look good. And it's not a full-time job for him. It's probably the easiest thing he has to do is to just make me look good. So, I see Roger's here, Lee is here, Badger, of course, Jake, Bill, Greg, Dennis. Thank you all for responding in kind. Wait for the alert to hit. The alert hasn't hit yet. Once it does, we'll get hot and heavy into everything. And, you know, the big story still is NVIDIA, man. NVIDIA is carrying the market. And then we add in the interest, inflation, and jobs number and all that kind of stuff, wondering when, or keyword, if we are going to start cutting interest rates. And we'll see. We will see. I still think that we get one cut. I was on the side of no cuts. I think we get at least one cut. Are we undergoing sector rotation? I think that the money, for the most part, is going into AI stocks. As a matter of fact, we'll see where all of the major indices are. Not just the indices, but the major sectors. We'll take a look at that, Pedro. I think energy, I think gold, I think AI stocks. I think I just heard the alert hit. I think that's primarily where the money is going. It looks like the IWM, people are getting out of the riskier stocks. All right. So they're tying up their money into the better plays, the longer term plays. And talking about longer term plays, tomorrow's 6 p.m. video is going to be looking at growth stocks. All right. Do I pull out of NVIDIA? You know something? That's a great question. We'll answer that too. For those high-flying stocks that are rocking, I'm still playing NVDL. I think it took a little bit of a hit today, but I'm still up over 20% on the trade. So we'll look at stocks like NVIDIA. Is it time to get out of the stock? As a matter of fact, I want to probably look at that first. Let's go look at what's going on in the color guard. Predominant color, yellow. Let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. More red than yellow. More red than yellow. So, with that being said, based upon what I've been telling you about looking at the color guard, what should you be right now? All right, what mindset should you be right now by looking at the colors in the color guard? Type it in the room. Type it in the room. Be careful, oil might pop. I'm playing oil right now. But I've got a price target of about $90 on oil. And the reason why I'm playing oil right now is because the demand is going to pick up huge going into the summer. Huge. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Tighten stops, William, will be when we have a predominant yellow. Yellow would be more cautious, tightening stops. So right now, defensive is what I'm looking for. I'm not sure I'm looking for bearish yet, but are there some plays for those people who are looking to be more bearish in the market? Absolutely. But I'm even going beyond caution right now, Badger. I am looking at more defensive, more red lights in the color guard. I'm defensive. More yellow in the color guard. Then I'm cautious. G Money says everything down today. You do understand, G Money, that one day doesn't make a trend, right? You do understand that. So, and a couple of things. All right, fine. I want to get into the NVIDIA trade, but I also want to get into what's going on in the market. Where are we? All right, where are we in the market? We're range bound. All right, we're range bound. Up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down. We are definitely range bound right now. And being ranged bound, it's hard. I know that you say everything is down today, but we are still in a range. And when not wanting to say the word panic, but when do I get more concerned about what's going on in the market when we break through this level of support, sitting at about $65.16? That's where I know that the market's going to have more legs to the downside. Right now, we can still go either up or down in this channel. If we've got more legs to the upside, I'd be looking to break through this level of resistance. All right, so being in a range doesn't make it so that I'm ready to just chuck everything. Down day doesn't mean that I'm just ready to chuck everything as well. Janice says defensive and sad. That's why you got stops on your stocks. Every stock that I've ever talked to you about, I've always tried to let you know you got to have stops on them, even if it's an NVIDIA stock. Even if it's an NVIDIA stock. SPX was down 30. Then Glenn announced Joey was in the house and the market is almost flat now. The market's been doing a lot of back and forth today. Let's go look at the intraday 5-minute graph on the market. Look at this. Overall down, but there's the bounce. There's the bounce as we just got on. All right, draw a horizontal line. This is intraday 5-minute bars. But up, down, up, more down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And man, and there's the bounce as we got live here in the market. Now, with that being said, let's go look at NVIDIA. Great question about do you dump your NVIDIA? Let's go look at it. Remember, I always want you to let the market come to you. This is a 3-month graph looking at the star search layout. Where is NVIDIA? It's still in the fast lane. One day doesn't make a trend. And you know something, you could say, hey, I'm going to take my NVIDIA trade off the table. It never went into the middle lane and look at the more upside. So should you dump it now? No. If you've got stops on your NVIDIA trade, if it hits your stops, then that's a good time to get out of it. But don't panic. Let the stock come to you. Let the stock come to you. All right. So when you discuss NVIDIA and NVIDIA, please include NVDU. NVDL, NVDU. There you go. I'll look at all of them. There's NVIDIA. There is NVDL. I own NVDL. Down day to day. But man, look at the wick stop right still in the fast lane. Once it breaks out, you know something, with the way the market is going, I would consider taking half off the table. Would I buy more NVIDIA today? Heck no. Everybody knows my rule. What's my rule about getting into a stock? Why would I not get into NVIDIA today? Type it in the room. Type it in the room. Why would I not? And Bashir is asking the same question. Why would I not get into NVIDIA today? You guys know me enough that you know why I would not add to NVIDIA today, because it's a down day. I don't care how good a stock is. I don't care how good a stock is. I will not buy into a stock on a down day. Now, if you ask me that Tuesday, I'd say, yeah. And then you'd complain and say, well, the stock's going down today. But you know something? The stock is still in the fast lane. So I'm not panicking. I'm letting the stock come to me. There's NVDU, same scenario. All of them, big down days today, or big red candle, but all of them are still in the fast lane. DEW is down, but Spider VTI using the DEW is long. Well, okay, that's fine. Remember, the DEW is tracking the movement of the VectorVest composite. We need a couple of things to happen. Remember, it's not just the VectorVest composite. It is also the trended price oscillator. Is it above or below 0? Number one. Number two is the price of the composite above the 30-day weighted moving average. So the SPY and the VTI don't have to conform to any of those rules. And the DEW looks at more than the spiders and the VTI, right? So yeah, the spiders and the VTI could say one thing, but the composite, which looks at what we like to say, the broad market move over 9,000 stocks, it's a little bit different. It's the JPI bounds? Yeah, you can call it that. Carol says, what in the heck is going on with CMG today? The 50-to-1 split is set for 625. Oh, I don't know what's going on with it. You guys stop asking me about these stocks. CMG. I got to get into what we got to do. Let's go look at CMG. I don't know. I don't know what the news is. Let's go peep that out real quick. See if we can find some news on this. Stock's down 6%. 2 hours ago. No. An incredible growth stock, 3 reasons why. It's 2 days ago. 7 hours ago. 2 days ago. I don't know what's going on with I don't know what's going on with CMG today. News. 2 hours, 2 days, 7 hours, 2 days, 2 days, 7 hours. Chipotle should I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. Thank you, Janice. There you go. Thank you, Janice. So, I'm not sure what's going on with CMG, but that's a big red candle. And you know something? If I own it, I might want to take I might want to take half off the table right there. That's a big down. That's the biggest down candle you've seen over the last 3 months. Over the last 3 months. That's huge. That's huge. All right. So I did look at a couple of stocks before we get ready. SHIP looks like it's getting some momentum. I'm out of SHIP. Carol says, sorry, Glenn, I couldn't find any news either. I don't know what's making it happen, but that's a big down day. All right. So we got a feel of what's going on in the market. Let's go see what news is moving the market. Move this over to here, go over to here. There we go. All right. U.S. stocks gain ground. NVIDIA continues to push higher. I mean, that's a no-brainer right now, which is why you saw in my video that it was one of the 3 hottest stocks on the planet. My 3 hottest stocks are NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Apple. All right. Glenn, when a stock splits, does VectorVest adjust the volume pre-split on the ground? Not pre-split, the day of the split. That's another good question. Watch this. I'm going to show you something about the splits. Let's go to NVIDIA. And I don't know, many of you may or may not know that. Here's the split. All right. There's the split day. And you notice the price never changed after the split. The price just looked beautiful. Going to add a parameter, price actual. You guys see that? Price actual. All right. Now I want to show you the difference between the actual price and the split price. We split the price all the way back to the beginning of the stock to keep a nice continuous price level, no matter where the stock's price is after a split. Here's the actual price. Ta-da! Everybody see that? How many of you knew that you can do this, that you can add the actual price against the split price? Type a 1 in the room. If you did not know you could do that, type a 2, because this is a great way of answering the question about how we manage a split. We want you to be in a stock that's steadily just rising, and with no interruptions in the price. But we can always go back and see what the actual price is. I'm going to put this on a 10-year graph. All right. This is the second split in 10 years. So that's the difference. And so now you can see what the split price looks like to keep it congruent and keep the stock graph moving the same way. Mark says, I was wondering how those work. So there you go. For everybody who typed in a 2, you know me, I like to always try to bring something down, bring something to the table. CMG is down because Glenn said he is not paying $3,500 stock for a burrito. All right, so that's how splits work in the software. But even going back 10 years, we don't want price going up and down, up and down. We want to take the split price and adjust it. So all of our prices in the software on every stock is a split adjusted price. That was a great question. Who asked me that question? Can we get Glenn doing the splits when he discussed splits? No. Who was the one that asked me the question? That was Bill. Bill, did I answer your question? All right, did I answer your question? All right, now let's get back into the stories. See, I think that was worth it already. We hadn't even gotten into stocks. I think that was worth it already. Let's go back into the stories real quick. Next story. And I'm getting a lot of this. I mean, whether it's in an email or whatever. Bill, I didn't answer your question. Sorry. Glenn, do the splits. Glenn, do the splits for visual effect. I did the splits for visual effect. Did I not? I just did that. So there's the splits, and then there's the price actual. So Bill said I did not answer his question. All right. Then you need to ask the question a little differently. Maybe I didn't get what you were asking me. Mike, there's the difference between split adjusted price and actual price. There you go. All right. Let me get back into my stories. Let me finish my stories. Let's get back into the stories. There we go. All right. You do this. I'm not doing the splits. I keep getting this asked of me, why is the U.S. waiting on interest rate cuts? Well, the UK and U.S. cut interest rates like Europe did. I am of the mindset that, and I did a story, I showed the story, that they cut, it wasn't a normal cut for them, and they cut interest rates while inflation was still rising, which is not what you normally do. Glenn, so a million pre 10-to-1 still says a million? So a million pre, wait, when you say a million pre, you talk about shares? Bill, I'm still not sure what you're asking. I'm still not sure what you're asking. Actual price is the price prior to the split. The stock was trading at $1,200. So even as the stock's price split, you notice that the actual price on the top of the graph was still going up as the split adjusted price was going up. That is the actual price prior to the split, and it will still move. It will still move based on the move of the stock's price even after the split. 1 million shares traded. So you say, so 1 million pre 10-to-1 split still says a million? There's more shares out. Well, remember, they took your share date. For every one share you had, they gave you 10, right? 10 for one split. So as far as the million or not, I have to look into that. I think what you see is still correct, but I have to look into that. I'll look into that. All right. I think he wants to see if you're flexible. I ain't that flexible. Nope, I'm not that flexible. And I think that the U.S. is on pace to look to see what's going on with the data before they still make a decision. Now, when talking about the data, inflation is coming down, all right? But with inflation coming down, prices on goods and services are still up. So inflation may be coming down, but people are not feeling it. Are you guys following what I'm saying? Quantity increases, the cap remains. Thanks, Suketu. Again, I'm trying to get a full understanding of your question. I think I do, but I'm not sure how to answer it because I understand what you're saying. I gotta think my way through that. Wow. Harsh narratives. I gotta man, a $20 super chat. Good. Googly muggly. Type the ones in the room, folks. Type the ones in the room. Nice super chat. Holy smoke. Micron, you got it. I'll even give you a second stock for that. MU, harsh narratives. If you have another one, I'll give you another one as well. Inflation is slowing, but prices are not coming down. And Roger, that is a problem. That is a problem. So when we look at that, everybody says that we've got to cut rates. We got to cut rates because middle America is hurting. I totally understand that. But if the Fed, I'm not doing split still. If the Fed still is looking at what's going on, the data doesn't back up a decrease in interest rates yet. Just doesn't. I had an NVIDIA option spread with 2 contracts when it split. TOS automatically added 18 more contracts. There you go. Now, I'm trading Bill. I'm trading the ETF, NVDL. My stock, my ETF was not affected by the split. So I didn't get any more shares. All right. But I'm still up in the trade. I'm still up in the trade. Who gave me that? Harsh Narratives. I need another stock from you. For that, I got to definitely give you another stock. And Harry is right. The rate of inflation is coming down. The rate of inflation is coming down. But, you know, food and fuel, which is not part of core, is, gosh, if we put those numbers into inflation, would be like 13, 14%. Wow. I got a second one. Holy smokes. DJTI. I don't know if we tracked that. DJTI. The Dow Jones Industrials. If it's the DJ, I'm going to check that on DJTI. Holy smokes. Thank you. Holy smokes. Harsh. Thank you so much. You didn't have to give me a second super chat. I was going to do another stock for you for that one super chat. Wow. Today is a good day. You know, when I don't have to use my AK, today is a good day. Holy smokes. Way to go. That's 2 super chats. I'm going to have to highlight them in the chat too. That's 2 super chats. Good. Googly muggly. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. I took profits on NVIDIA Tuesday, left 20. I didn't take any profits off the table yet. I'm still in it, and we'll go from there. Once it gets into the middle lane, I'll take at that point in time, given the market's conditions and what we see, I might take it all off the table. I made good money on it. NVIDIA's pre-split volume was 4 million, post-split 30 million. Because it was more stocks put out, right? Right? It was more stocks put out. That makes sense. That statement makes sense. When I go look at NVIDIA, I'm going to try to see what you're asking me about. All right? Inflation is supposed to match the interest rates. Well, what's the interest rate? Well, if that's the case, inflation should be at 5.25. So inflation right now is at 3, something like that, right? You're saying that interest rate should be at 3, Alex? Who said that? Roy, is that what you're saying? You're saying that interest rate should be at 3 to match what inflation is? Is that what you're saying? And again, I'm the first one to say that I'm not an economist. I didn't know that was a template that you would use. I didn't know that. I did not know that. And if that's the case, then even if let's say that they start cutting, Roy, let's say that they start cutting, what's the first thing that's going to happen? The market's going to take off. The economy is going to take off. And what else is going to happen? Inflation is going to take off. All right. And then we'll be back. And the Fed was very adamant. The Fed was very adamant about getting to that 2%. Well, if inflation takes off, then it takes off higher than the 2%. Then we come back to ground zero. I wrote that down, Akshay. Then we come back to ground zero. Alex says, after 80% profit, have to take some. Absolutely. So they raise rates again. Do you want to do that all over again? That sounds like a horrific circle. Anybody agree with that? So you cut rates to match what inflation is. Inflation rises, and then you go back to the same. That sounds like a silly circle in my mind. All right? That sounds like a silly circle in my mind. Oh, okay, we're going to cut. Wait, we cut. Everything runs. All right, now we got to cut. Wait, now we got to raise again. I'm not sure if I don't think the Fed wants to do that, and I don't think America wants to do that. That's my opinion. All right. Glenn, I sold my NVIDIA. Do you think it will come down to 100? I don't think it comes down to 100. Well, that's right. Remember, it's 130. It might. That may not be so bad. Fed rates follows interest rates. All right. Thank you, Lee. Yup. Inflation rises. Akshaya says that's the soft landing. The soft landing is cutting interest rates to allow inflation to rise, to then go raise interest rates to bring inflation down. Is that the soft landing? Inflation reflects the demand for products and services. Interest rates reflect the demand for loans to pay them. not directly related. I'm loving this conversation. All right, so when you look at inflation rising inflation, because one of the three things that move markets, earnings, interest, and inflation. Earnings are good, it's good for the economy. Inflation and interest rates being low, it's good for the economy. And you're right, with interest rates being higher, people to borrow money, and interest rates is all part of that. That's very true, Roger. Interest rates affect the economy adversely because part of doing business is borrowing money. And if I got to borrow money at higher interest rates, it affects my ability to do so. Whereas inflation is my ability to buy goods. Let's take the loans off the table, my ability to buy goods. How does that affect me? Higher prices affects my bottom line. So Roger, I am right on board with that they are not, even though they're related in the big picture, but they're different. And Roger, that's well put in regards, and again, I'm not an economist, but that's well put in how they affect the economy overall. They are separate. So I don't know if interest and inflation have to match each other. And again, if that's a template that I've never heard of, then I learned something. But it doesn't make sense if they are separate, in that the way how inflation affects companies' ability to do business compared to how interest rates affect the companies to do business. So I don't, I've never heard of that template. I'm going to look into that. I think I'm going to look into that, but I can see that maybe they are not directly interrelated based upon that statement. Soft landing, Fed cuts rates, cut interest rates to stop the economy from slowing down. Well, the economy is slowing down, but when the economy slides, it slides fast. Fed has to stop it before and that's true. And that's another thing that I've said about cutting interest rates is normally when we do that, the economy is already in some kind of dire straits. I think that at this time, the economy is strong enough to withstand what needs to be, to ride all of this out, even with the higher interest rates. Thus, the Fed has said on more than one occasion, higher for longer. Wow. Thank you, Lou. Lou, you got to give me a stock. Thank you, Lou. All right. So from that perspective, higher for longer, words that are going to be the words that have been used over and over and over. Why? Well, because the economy is slowing, but not enough to warrant a rate decrease. All right. So Lou, you got to give me a stock. Love learning stuff. I love having these conversations. And I love listening to what you guys have to say. Dennis says you don't need to be an economist to understand the economy. Everything that I talk about from the economic standpoint is stuff that I've researched for you guys because I want to be able to have an intelligent conversation with you guys. That's important to me. That's important to me. I don't want to be the one sitting here and looking like a total idiot. AEHR, thank you, Lou. I don't want to be sitting here still looking like a total idiot. I need to be able, and you know something, I'm not afraid to say what I don't know. I'm so not afraid to say what I don't know. Consumer slowing, unemployment rising. Yeah, but we're only at 4% unemployment. We just went from 3.8 to 3.9. It's rising very, very slowly. Housing getting worse? Absolutely. Banks not lending? Absolutely. Fed to jump in at some point. Now, I say this, I've said this on more than one occasion. People are feeling the hurt, but not enough hurt. You know why I say that? Because people are still spending money. Now, you say the consumer is slowing, but you know that the travel stocks actually are still, I got a story about that. Real quick. Hold on. I want to address that. People are still spending money. U.S. job market shows signs of cooling. There you go. Answering right along with what you just said. Housing still struggling. Everything that you just said. Now, this is an interesting story. Somebody sent this to me. Why are Americans spending so much? They say the economy is bad, but they're spending like it's booming. You see that, Akshaya? So yes, we are starting to feel the hurt, and this is May 18th. This is about a month ago. We sit back and we say to ourselves, Man, this sucks. But I don't think the hurt is enough. This shows it right there, Akshaya. Belgium says, not sure I agree. Interest rates directly affect companies' ability to borrow and buy products. True, Belgium. But the true essence of interest rates is a company's ability to pay back money that they've borrowed. Belgium, do you agree with that? Now, I didn't say overall that it won't affect the byproducts. The byproduct side of it, to be able to buy products and goods, is more on the inflationary side. So all three things need to be taken into consideration. All three things need to be taken into consideration when looking at the economy: earnings, interest, and inflation, the three major movers of the market. But when I look at inflation is going to affect my ability to buy products. More money out of my coffers to spend on higher dollar goods takes away from my bottom line. The ability for me to pay back money is going to affect my bottom line as well. All right, because they're feeling depressed by the future. Credit card debt high too. That's one of my market bubbles. All right, I've been saying that for the longest time. That's one of my market bubbles is credit cards. All right. So the story says retail sales surged during the pandemic as home, blah, 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 blah. That was all supposed to come crashing down at some point. For more than a year, economists warned that the death of the consumer and the resulting recession, neither of which have materialized. Ooh-wee. Akshaya, if we're hurting so much, what Americans are buying in 2024? Financial services, healthcare, clothing and footwear, which is retail, recreation services, which is going to Disney and flying all over the place, transportation services, furnishings and durable household equipment. Why is that up? Because people can't sell their homes. They don't want to sell their homes because they're locked into lower mortgage rates. All right, what's hurting them the most? They spend a lot on gasoline and other energy goods, motor vehicle and parts. That's why people are keeping their cars longer. All right. The higher income people are buying, hence diluting the overall number. Well, one thing that I've said on more than one occasion too is that who's carrying the market as a whole? The boomers. The people that are getting hurt the most are the younger people. I don't disagree with that. But people are still spending money. When you say diluting, but they're carrying all of this stuff. All right, let me keep on going. I love these conversations today. I love this conversation today. And Akshay, I know you're going to keep coming at me, and that's fine. But I'm going to keep supporting the whole idea is that the Fed's going to cut when the Fed needs to know that it's going to cut. The need to change the spending habits has to be, wait, hold on there. Hold on, let me put that up. Where am I? I'm looking for something, but there it is. Belgium, something more honest has never been said. Right there. Right there. And we are spending, and that sucks. That sucks for all of us, all the money that we're spending. A truer statement than that has never been said. All right, so Kathy says people don't want to live in their means and set limits. I think that's a broad statement. I think that's a broad statement. I'm not saying right or wrong, but I think that's a broad statement. All right, I got to it's 2:30 already. It's 2:30 already. How many of y'all are enjoying the conversation today? Type of 1. This is good stuff. How many of y'all are enjoying the conversation today? Type of 1 in the room. If you're not, you just want me to keep on going, type of 2. If you just want me to shut the flying flip up and just keep on through all my stories and stuff, type of 2. There's Jake. Jake says, hurry up. I know, Jake. So good. I see people are enjoying the conversation. And you know something? I'm not afraid to have the conversation and put my 2 cents in. I'm not afraid to have the conversation and put my 2 cents in. All right. Fisker, I had a story. I posted on my Twitter about Fisker. He's claiming bankruptcy. My next question is, how many other EV companies are going to follow in the footsteps of Fisker that can't keep up? I'm thinking that this is going to be the start of some EV companies going out of business. All right, U.S. Senate passes bill to support advanced nuclear energy deployment. URA is on my list today. URA is on my list today. Now, why is Supermicro and Dell going up so much today? We saw that in the Jockey Club this morning. Musk calls them suppliers to his AI, to XAI supercomputer project. Wasn't he just beating up on Apple last week about, I'm not putting Apple because I don't want their AI, because they went over to Microsoft, to ChatGPT, they went over to OpenAI, and he said, I'm not trusting Apple. And I said, I thought he was jealous. He's got his own AI. And now Supermicro and Dell have a partnership with his XAI. Rivian might not be another one. No, John. I'm looking at Rivian. I'm looking at Lee Motors. I'm looking at mainly outside of Rivian, looking at a lot, NIO, all of those companies in China, because Boyd is kicking their butts. All right, because Boyd is kicking their butts. So interesting, this story, why they are moving up so much, and interesting story. I would keep my eye on Tesla right now too. All right, next one, Taiwan Semiconductors price target raise at Bernstein, positive on guidance and earnings per share growth. TSM is kicking butt too. All right, I think anything in the AI space is killing it. How about this, Boeing Starliner astronauts will delay return home due to issues with the spacecraft. You know, I sat back and thought that this whole Starliner thing for Boeing was going to be a good shot in the arm to give positive public relations and get the stock going back on the right. They had to scrub it a couple of times before they left. And now I'm scared that these guys ain't gonna get back home. You know something? I would just jump out of the Starliner and just go this way and just go towards the Earth. And then just, there's a bad thing, because entering the Earth's atmosphere at that speed, you're going to burn up. No, never mind. Go back. All right. So I would just say, I would just jump out and just take my chances. But no, you can't do that. This is not good for Boeing. This is not good for Boeing. I know ifs, ands, or buts. The consumer will start to shift their habits when personal bankruptcy. Now, how else do you slow the economy down without the Fed? Does anybody know? All right. How do you slow the economy down without the Fed? Anybody? I'm just curious to know if anybody's on my same thinking right here. There is a way to slow the economy without the Fed. Anybody? I'll give you a couple more seconds, because now fire everyone. That'd be great if we could just do that. Mass layoffs is another one. All right. But it will be the consumer. It's going without the Fed. It's going to be the consumer. We're going to get to a point where the consumer is going to say, screw all of this and stop spending money, except for on the stuff they got to have. All right. And I understand to cut the government spending. The problem is with that, I don't think there's anybody out there on any side of the aisle that's willing to do that. All right, there's reduce the money supply. So no. This is my answer to that. When everybody gets pissed off enough, don't start about another pandemic. When everybody gets pissed off enough and says, screw this, I'm not spending my money except for on the stuff that I gotta have, companies will feel it. You want to slow down the economy? That's how you make that happen. Just think about that. All right. I'm just putting that out there. All right. Next story, talking about the economy and talking about spending money. McDonald's $5 meal deal to launch next week as fast food chains woo frugal customers. So there's about 3 different fast food companies that are out there to woo people back. I think Wendy's is doing it. Taco Bell is doing it. McDonald's is doing it. We'll see if that works. You know something? I need to stay away from the fast food anyway. So I'm not sure that's going to help me. All right. Remember we talked about the air taxi and Tesla getting close to getting the air taxi done. How about Joby Aviation says FAA gives nod for in-house software for air taxi operations. This is going to be a fight to who gets it first, who really puts it out there first. You know, when I look at Joby, though, there's a couple of other stocks that are involved. Joby has commercial agreements to integrate the software with Uber and with Delta Airlines that will allow passengers to book and pay for flights. I don't know what Bonnie Simi. Oh, Joby's president of operations told Reuters in an interview. All right, see, McDonald's feeling that they can't keep in price. Inflation started to come down. And now we need Chipotle to crash. Stupid burrito costs $15. It's a $3,500 stock. CMG is wooing people with their $3,500 taco. That's not true. Hope McDonald's $5 meals come with an apple pie. I love me some apple pie. I love apple pie. Elon will get into air taxis. I think who gets there first? Who gets there first? And last story. I know I hate talking about politics. All right, but here's I found this out in the Jockey Club this morning. If you want to find out what Dems, an ETF that tracks Dems investing, you got a ticker symbol known as NANC. If you want a ticker symbol that tracks Republicans investing, KURZ. That's as much as I'm going to say about it. We do have one. We don't have the other. I'm going to get the other one put in. But there they are. Very, very interesting. Very, very. And you know something? Look at this. Look at this. Let me take me off for a second. Where's my cam scene? There we go. Take me off for a second. You can see, the Dems investments are not keeping up with actually the Dems investments are worse than the spiders, whereas the Republican investments are better than the spiders. Just putting that out there. All right. Nothing more, nothing less. I just wanted to bring that to your attention if anybody was interested in that. All right. Let's go to the program. Let's go. My cam scene is back on. Let's go to my watch list. Yes. Yes, to answer your question, Corey. All right. This is what the markets are doing. Very interesting that the VIX is up a lot. 7.5%. 7.5%, but still not at the level of 20 where people are concerned with being fearful in the market. All right. Big jump, but still, fear is popping up in the market, but not there yet. Let's go to the stocks that made the news. Let's do that real quick. 242. Out of all of the stocks that made the news, McDonald's is up. Boeing is up. Interesting. Not fundamentally sound, whereas McDonald's is fundamentally sound, just in a downtrend. Boeing not fundamentally sound in a downtrend. Looking at SMCI and Dell, both of those are up they're up. Both fundamentally sound and in an uptrend. I think Musk did the right thing in partnering with good companies. First Solar, Rajesh, I'll write that down. FSLR. Uranium, the Senate passing a bill on nuclear energy. I'm telling you right now, keep your eyes on uranium. RT is at 1.02, just barely above 1. But I want to look at the graph of that. I want you guys to keep your eyes on uranium. I think more and more spotlight is coming on to uranium. I still think that it's probably the best clean energy source out there. Thanks for ACN up after earnings. I've been saying keep your eyes on ACN because they keep buying up companies on top of companies on top of companies on top of companies, Michael. So if nothing, I just told you to keep your eyes on it. I'm glad that, whoa, again? Whoa. Harsh, what did Harsh say that I didn't answer? Hold on, what am I missing? I got to go back up through the chat. Joey, did you see a question that Harsh asked that I did not see? I'm looking. Holy smokes. DJTI predictions for next week. Oh, I haven't gotten to looking at stocks. I wrote the stock down. Harsh, if that's what you're asking, I wrote the stock down. I haven't looked at it yet. If that was your question, I haven't looked at it yet. All right. I'm just wondering if that was your question. If that wasn't your question, you need to type it in for me again. I just went up through the chat to try to find it. I just went up through the chat to try to find it. Gotcha. All right. So I'm looking at uranium in the middle lane after coming out of the slow lane. Keep your eyes on uranium. A lot more spotlight coming onto uranium. I think we gotta all be aware of that. So all my other stuff that I was gonna give you, I ain't gonna give you. We're sitting at 245. I do have gold stocks. I am keeping my eye on gold stocks as I watch the dollar. Man, Harsh, you just killing it today. You are just killing it today. Thank you so much for that, Harsh. I am watching gold as I watch the dollar. Where's the dollar? Dollar should be in here. The dollar's up and gold is up. But ASM silver, look at that. Good, googly moogly, up bigly. Nice RT. This is more of a speculative play right now. I've got no fundamentals on it. Whereas with GFI, I do have fundamentals. RT is below 1. The stock is a sell, though. Another buy-rated stock is KGC, undervalued. I'm more of an aggressive play where the RV is above 1, RS below 1, but it's in an uptrend. I would keep my eyes on KGC. I like that as more of a aggressive play. ASM is more of a speculative play. So this is my fish that I am giving you. I'm keeping my eyes on gold. Nice move. You know something? ASM, silver, bottom left, top right. Where's CI? Where's CI on this? CI is probably not bad. Capital appreciation, CI. CI is, CI is below 1. It's at 0.73. But it's a lower dollar stock, silver play, bottom left, top right. I would wait for the stock to get into the fast lane. Last time it did, nice move on a cheap stock. Nice move. And I am more of a fan of silver than I am of gold because I think gold is more overbought than silver. I think silver has more upside. I still think that silver has more upside. Another group I'm looking at is oil, gas, and energy. Let's go take a look at those. All of those are up with the exception of Boyle, which is the opposite of coal. Coal is up almost 8% today. I've been trying. Janice, you doing any more with the day trading with these? Nice move on coal today. Again, these are only day trades for coal and Boyle. But WTI is up today. USO, which I'm in. I am in the oil play of USO, up almost 1%. BP is up. Hallador is up. Occidental, Vistra, WT, all of them are up today. All of them are up today. All right. And notice that if I look at the group of these stocks, these are still speculative plays right now. RV, RS, and RT all below 1. All of them are below 1. But I think the demand on oil for this summer is going to play nicely in for oil. Again, I'm only at a $90 target price on it. If we get at 90, I'm probably going to take half off the table on USO. All right? I'll probably take half off the table with USO. Weekly theme, I am still looking at GLP-1 stocks, very heavily talked about. All right, what's the big moves today? My two biggest plays that I like in here are Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. Hims is in here, big move to the downside. It's been rocking. But my two solid plays in the GLP-1 space is Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. Both of them are buys. One is up today, one is down today. Novo Nordisk is up about 0.6. Lilly is down about 0.7. But notice that on both of these are fundamental plays. RVRS above 1, RT's above 1. I like these in the space. I definitely like these in the space. Hims is more of a speculative play riding off the coattails of Novo Nordisk. All right, that's more of a speculative play. And right now it's giving back what it did. I'm trading Boyle versus coal, doing good. Thanks for that info. There you go. I just don't have the time to do it every day. That's the problem. And I think Janice was doing it. She let me know that she was doing it. Now Asa, I now know, is doing it. I love that as a day trade. All right, let's go to customer picks. And I'm going to put in the stocks that I'm already going to do automatically. MU, DJTI. Dang it. I wasn't sure we had it. Harsh. I need another stock. I need it. Unless, are you talking about the Trump stock? Harsh? Are you talking about the Trump stock? Yes or no? I'll look at it. I know somebody's going to be, oh, it is? Okay. That's okay. Then I got it. I'll put that in there. Comma, NRGU, comma, AEHR. I would normally not look at that, but you gave 3. You gave $60 freaking dollars today. I got to look at it. If anybody's mad at me about that, y'all need to get over yourselves. The man he paid to get his stock looked at. Micron is already up there. I got that. He paid to have his stock looked at. VIRT, comma, ELF. I don't think people want to look pretty right now. ACM, I do like that play. ACM is already in the list. What else is in here? SMH, comma, gold. I'll put in GOLD, comma, FSM, comma, GO, comma, you need Chesapeake's. All right, CHK. It wasn't Chesapeake buying somebody. I was in that stock that Chesapeake was supposed to have been buying. It didn't do nothing. RYCEY, comma, APLD, comma, SMCI. I need to put NVIDIA in here. I don't know if did I talk about how to manage that? I thought I did. Elf, got that in there. Whoa, what kind of stock is that? HNHPF. I got it. Han High. What is that? Sorry. FORM, comma, I got CHK already in there. You remember I told you to get out of it. Was it SWM? I made money on it. I made money on it. I made about 11% on the trade, just waiting for it all to happen. I was fine. I made money on it. ADM and one more CMG. All right, let's go pop through these real quick. All right. 21 stocks. I gave you way more than what I should have. But in lieu of that, I'm going to go through these stocks pretty darn quickly. All right. First, stocks by VST. Just about every stock, most stocks have a VST above 1. All right. Most of these stocks, man, these sell recommended stocks, though, if you're trading them, be careful. Anytime we put a sell recommendation on a stock, you need to consider getting out of it. You really do. I'm just putting that out there. Grocery outlet, the Trump stock. You know why the Trump stock is going down? Because he needed the money for his trial stuff. He sold a lot of shares. I think everybody should have been aware of that before you bought into that stock. Stock is way overvalued. I'm just putting that out there. That you should have expected the stock price to go down with all of the shares that he was spending to capture the money. All right, so I'm just putting that out there. I don't know what the heck HNHPF is, but where is it? Let's go look at the percentage change. It's up 8%. Applied Digital is up. So if looking at the list for what stocks are going up the most, only one stock is double digits. Applied, not fundamentally sound. It's probably news driven. It's got an RT above 1. Han High, not fundamentally sound. RT above 1, probably news driven. Accenture is a fundamentally sound stock. That's got an RT almost at 1, but not quite, with a VST above 1. The energy, I know Akshaya talks to me about energy. I'm not feeling that. Chesapeake is in that list as far as energy. What else is energy? Clean energy, I'm going to put for solar. What else is energy? I think that's about Fortuna Silver. I think that those are the only 3 energy stocks. One of them, though, NRGU, is a sell recommendation. Let's go look at these. HNHPF is a major Taiwanese electronics manufacturing company. Han High Precision Industry, better known as Foxconn, big supplier for Apple. Oh, Corey, look at you. Better known as Foxconn is the world's largest contract electronic. Good. All right. We're going to take a look at that. Look at you. First Solar. First Solar's in the list. Is First Solar in the list? It is in the list. It's already highlighted. It's already highlighted as one of my energy stocks. All right, let's go view these stock graphs real quick. 3-month graph, energy plays. Ugh. NRGU, nice update today, but man, am I feeling this? No. Let's go draw me a trend line. It's right at the trend line. It's right at the trend line. I'm still not in the fast lane. I do like the movement on the DPOs. Am I ready to jump this? Not yet. Let me at least get in the fast lane after the stock has pulled back as much as it has. All right. Next one is Chesapeake. I'm not feeling that at all. In the slow lane and moving further down, hitting a new low. So Chesapeake's not an energy play that I want. And then First Solar, news came out. First Solar took off, pulled back. I'm not ready to touch it right now. It's partly between the middle and the slow lane. Glenn, you should have known that, Apple fanboy. I didn't know. I know Foxconn. I didn't know Han Hai. Han Hai. I had no idea who they were. View the stock graph. 3-month graph. It's moving. Bottom left, top right. What's the CI at 1.29? Yo. Apple, Foxconn, Han Hai. I like the play. I like the play. I like that play, and I cannot lie. Let's go look at capital appreciation RV, capital appreciation RS. Who heard of this? Who else has heard of this Han Hai? Type of 1 in the room. Who else has heard of that Han Hai? If you have not heard of this Han Hai group, type of 2. As soon as you said better known as Foxconn, I'm like, hey now, you're an all-star. Who else has heard of Han Hai? Type of 1. If you have not heard of Han Hai, type of 2. All right, so I'm seeing some 1s coming up in here. I like that. I'm writing that down because I like that. HNHPF. A lot of 2s. A lot of 2s. I'm thinking about that. All right. Let's go look at all of the other stocks that we hadn't looked at yet. That. We looked at that. All right. All the other stocks we looked at. Let's right click. View the stock graph. Let's go through these quick. 3-month graph. Accenture, I like. Maybe they're finally coming into fruition with all of these companies that they've bought, putting back into the company. I wouldn't buy it. It's almost like a down day. It's a closed candle. It's a closed candle, but it is in the fast lane. I'd wait for some more confirmation tomorrow before I pull the trigger. Gold, I like the move. But you look over the last 3 months, almost a sideways move on gold, right? Just a little higher than it was 3 months ago, but I do like the move going up from the slow lane into the middle lane. I'd really like to see it get in the fast lane. It was in the fast lane here, nice run. In the fast lane here, nice little run. No fast, no fast, no fast. I'd like to see if it can get into the fast lane. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm hopefully looking for both DPOs to go positive. Let's go to the next stock. Wow. Rolls-Royce has just been a killer stock as well in the aerospace and defense. They've got contracts with people, but man, that's a beautiful looking equity curve. There's no ifs, ands, but what I have the actual price on here? Why does that look that way? Oh, there it is. Actual price. There we go. I do like the move. CI is at 1.84. This stock goes up more than it goes down. Goes up more than it goes down. RSI is up on Barrick Gold. I right now, from this perspective, I like the move. I'd like to see it get into the fast lane though. All right. Silver, bottom left, top right, CI at 1.16. I'd like to see the stock fade the gap. All right. Look at that. Riding the fast lane. Woo-wee. Riding the fast. We're going to ride the fast lane. Ride it. Woo, woo. We're going to ride the fast lane and ride it. Woo, woo. And then look at that. That would have been a great opportunity to take half off the table and then take the other half right here. I'm a bigger silver person than I am gold. But I'd like to see it fade the gap. And as it fades the gap, it'll most likely get into the fast lane. Archer Daniels, RVRS, sideways moving stock. That's all I got to say about it. It's definitely a sideways moving stock. Does it make me feel warm and fuzzy? No. Up day today? Yes. Trading at session highs, no wick at the top? Absolutely. But man, it cannot sustain itself in the fast lane. I'd probably find another stock unless I'm day trading Archer Daniels today. Next one, grocery outlet. I need this stock. It started fading the gap. No, a little sideways movement. I got no time in the up, for the whole 3 months, very little time in the fast lane. I don't know if I'm feeling this. It's an up day today, but just keeping in line with moving sideways. Keeping right in line with moving sideways. Let's go to the next one. Ooh, SMCI. Nice move along with Dell because of the XI or the Elon Musk thing. Enough to push it back into the realm of being a buy recommendation, but a big pullback today. Big pullback today. Let me show you something. I'm going to draw a trend line. It's a good trend line. If you're concerned, if you got into it and you're concerned, if it falls and closes below that trend line, I'd probably get out of it. We don't have enough stocks ranked buy. Buy to sell ratio is at 0.46. Hope we get expanding base of stocks moving up. Right now, I don't care which way the stocks market is going. I can use the VectorVest software to help me to make money no matter which direction. Whether it's as the market continues to move down, buying contra ETFs or even shorting stocks. Doesn't matter to me which direction the market goes. Right now, I'm becoming defensive on my stocks. The stocks that I own, I've got, I know what I'm looking for before I go pull them off the table. I'm not ready to pull them off the table yet. All right, because I'm becoming defensive. VIRT was moving up. CI was sitting at 1.08, bottom left, top right. Right now, wouldn't take it because it's moved from the third lane or the fast lane into the middle lane. We're down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Yeah, I'm not ready to take VIRT. I'm going to wait till it gets back up into the fast lane. Go to the next one. ELF in the fast lane, but it's a down day. This stock is all over the place too, right? Up and down. And I'd rather wait for an up day, but I do like the move up. It is a buy recommendation. I would only buy while I'm in the fast lane. When I'm not, taking it off the table. Wow, SMH, semiconductor, beautiful day. Beautiful graph, down day, but it's still in the fast lane. I don't panic. Foxconn stock has surged more than 90% this year on investor enthusiasm for artificial intelligence servers and potential for the latest Apple products. So I'm really keeping my eye on this Hanoi, wherever it is. I'm thinking about that personally. All right, next one, NVIDIA. Looks just like SMH, doesn't it? All right, looks just like it, but they're both in the same space. Form, another semiconductor space, another semiconductor stock. The stock is currently in the slow lane. Spent 1 day in the fast lane before it very quickly retraced back into the slow lane. I'm not touching it. All right, remember, I'm not a fan of buying a stock on a down day. Wow, MU, love the move, but I'm not going to buy it today. Even though it's a down red candle, it still is in the fast lane. So if you own it, I say leave it alone or let your stops manage the trade. All right, I'm not adding to it today, but I do like the move, bottom left, top right. Wow, CMG, big day again. I couldn't find any specific news on it, so I don't know. Wow, AEHR, same kind of scenario. This is not earnings. Nope, it's not earnings. Ugh. Some of the semiconductor stocks are feeling the effects earlier than others. But the ETF as a whole should tell you something, right? Where is it? Is that it? Form factor? Is that an ETF? I can't. No, it's not an ETF. I thought it was. It's not an ETF. Didn't we have an ETF in here? Maybe we didn't. All right, form factor. AEHR, I'm not feeling that. There's the Trump stock. Holy smokes. I wouldn't touch that just quite right now. The stock not only is in the slow lane, it's definitely going down bigly. It's going down bigly. I switched from AIQ to SMH. Okay, AIQ is the ETF that I know is for the semiconductors. All right. So there's all your stocks. I looked at all your stocks. outside of the amount of likes that we had, you know, I still want to get to 100 likes before we leave. Right now, we're sitting at 90. If you like the conversation we had today, if you like the analysis of your stocks that we had today, hit the like button. All right, let's go see if we can get to at least 100 likes before we leave. Man, but all you guys that gave money today, hey, Joey, was today the biggest day for Super Chats? Do you know? Are you here? Joey, are you breathing? Are you sleeping? Joey? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Was that the biggest day for Super Chats today?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Someone wake up Joey. He was awake. All right. That's all I got for you today. We're only 5 minutes over. My car said 96 earlier. Yeah, right now the temperature here is 87 degrees. Great trending Thursday again. I think we had a lot of great. Oh, AIQ is not semiconductors. This is AI. You're right, Bill. You're right. I think we had a lot of great conversation this afternoon, and especially in talking about the interrelationship or non-interrelationship between interest and inflation. I think that that's interesting. A lot of great, interesting conversation. Whether you agree with me or not, or whether I agree with you or not, that's not what it's all about. It's all about having an opportunity to express opinions and ideas. That's what it is. And I ain't judging nobody. I'm hoping that nobody's judging me. All right. I always will say I'm the first person to say that I'm not an economist. I'm not an economist, but I try to hold a decent conversation about what I do know to apply it to what's going on in the market. Again, for everyone who gave a super chat today, thank you so much. You guys rock today. With that, I want to let you know about not this Friday, but next Friday. Instead of doing the mobile app, how many of you went to the first stock analysis power hour? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you went to the live stream we had of the stock analysis power hour, where all I did was spend time looking at your stocks? Type of 1 in the room. All right. Type of 1 in the room. And if you did, guess what? I'm going to do it again, but it's going to be next Friday. Instead of doing the mobile content, not this Friday, not tomorrow, but the following Friday, I am going to do another stock analysis power hour, where all I'm going to be looking at is your stocks and the power behind the VectorVest software and how we analyze your stocks. We're going to do that not this Friday, but the following Friday. I'm going to talk to you all about it in all of my live streams this week, getting into next Friday. So we will do that again. A stock analysis power hour.
You don't have a live stream on Monday, right?
Huh?
You don't have a live stream on Monday, right?
Thank you for that, Joey. As you know, many of us will be in New York next Monday and Tuesday. So there will not be a live stream on Monday. Oh, but the 6 p.m. video on Monday and Tuesday, tune in for them. You're going to be pleasantly surprised at the videos I pre-recorded, but once you see what they're about, it's going to blow your mind. You're going to be so awesomely loving it. So I do have 2 videos recorded already for next Monday and Tuesday, and I guarantee you're going to love the content. I guarantee that you are going to love the content. Todd's birthday is tomorrow, Rick. Todd's birthday is tomorrow. All right, so I'll let him know that you said happy birthday. Glenn, have you ever done any auto trading? Nope, except for in our system, but nothing outside of the robo trader in the system. All right, I got to go. Glenn can't do it tomorrow because he's secretly coming to Boston for the Celtics parade. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. All right, folks, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps of Hawaii. I am praying for all you guys in Florida and in Texas with all of the hurricane stuff that's going on and tropical stuff that's going on. Please be careful. Listen to your local authorities, okay? Odabu. Bom dia. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Till next time, folks. See ya.